I see a Gina. Hi, Gina. Gina.
We want people in.
People in right now. So we're having some technical difficulties, everyone, so bear with us. But now I can see Yanya. Can you hear me, Yanya?
Yes, I can see and hear you now.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yay! I know. I know, right? I don't know if there were, Zoom is the new way to meet, right?
Here we go.
Yay.
Yeah, we are all here.
Hi.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if Gail is a participant who signed up for today, or if she's part of the presentation crew, but I see Gail as well. Is she someone who's going to be helping with presenting?
No, from our side, no.
No, she's a participant, I think, Candace.
Okay. So I see a ton of people. This is not normally how we start our Take a Virtual Vacation. But thanks for tuning in, and we are going to get started here shortly. I'm going to share my screen and talk a little bit about Take a Virtual Vacation. And then what I'm going to do is introduce Yanya. And is it Ziva?
Jiva.
Yeah. Like a ja.
Yes.
You got to forgive us American accent people.
Absolutely no problem, but I love your background.
Oh, good. Yes. What, just for those of you who are just logging in as guests, I appreciate you tuning in to Take a Virtual Vacation. We normally hold these on Tuesday evenings, Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock, 7 p.m. Central Time for those in the Milwaukee area, and it's 5 o'clock Pacific Time. Anybody joining us for the East or the West Coast folks. But today we were holding a virtual vacation to Slovenia, and the wonderful folks who are on the line, Yanya and Ziva, is that how it's pronounced?
Yes, perfect.
Ziva are actually in Slovenia, and it's much later for them. So they wanted to hold it a little earlier to be during the early evening, late afternoon for them. So I'm just going to briefly share my desktop here, so bear with me. Normally this has been set up on the front end, but we were having technical difficulties. So I'm going to start this. This is where we're going today. And Take a Virtual Vacation got started by 5 of us travel advisors here in the States, because back in April during the pandemic, the whole world was shut down, and we had a lot of negative news, and we were looking for ways to share travel with each other, because those of us who are avid travelers obviously couldn't go anywhere, but that didn't mean we didn't want to keep dreaming, and we didn't want to keep our love of travel alive. So we began holding usually about 45 minutes to an hour of a destination that we would select. And we worked with our travel partners and suppliers, some tourist board folks, and some business development managers who were experts in different areas all over the world. And today we are going to Slovenia. This is who is part of Take a Virtual Vacation, Maria Stephanopoulos. She is from Greater Tampa Bay area in Florida. Susan Schaefer from Ships and Trips Travel. She's in the Middle Tennessee area. Barbara Oliver from Altogether Now Travel, and Gail Sherman, Wine Lovers Travel, are part of a duo team in California. I, Candace Stearns, am from Stay Balanced Travel, and our most recent travel advisor to join us is Angela Urshwood from Olive and Atlas Travel Design. And Angela and I are both on the broadcast today. The rest of the ladies had other engagements that they had going on. But we're glad you folks were able to hop on board. If you ever want to hook up with us or find us and you're in a specific part of the world, we have Facebook and YouTube channels. Today's destination to Slovenia is being recorded, of course, and we do have a YouTube channel called Take a Virtual Vacation. I'm going to cut and paste all these links and things in the chat box, so later those of you who want to watch it, or if it wasn't available for some people during this time frame, they can go on our YouTube channel and rewatch any of our vacations that we've held in the past, and we have quite a long list. We also have some meetup groups. When we are allowed to meet again in person, because depending on what part of the States you're in, you may or may not be able to have a gathering in a restaurant. Here in the Detroit area, we can't meet right now because we are in a more of a lockdown mode, as they say. But we will be holding in-person meetings at these meetups for Eat, Drink, Travel. There's one in Greater Tampa Bay area, one in Middle Tennessee, one in Detroit, of course, where I'm from, and then also in Lake Country, Wisconsin. So again, we'll post that information later. And then this is just the Q&A page. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask, I think it's Yanya, are you the one who's going to do the presentation? Yeah. Okay, you are muted.
You're muted, Yanya.
So you'll want to unmute yourself, Yanya.
Sorry. So Živa will start with the presentation of the whole Slovenia, and I will join later with the presentation of the capital, Ljubljana.
Okay. And so if whoever's sharing their screen, if they want to hit the share button and then share their screen so they can start the presentation.
Yes, right away.
Thank you.
Okay. So I hope everyone can see this.
I can. Yeah.
Okay. So also, hello, good evening, good morning, good day in all the time zones. Also from my side, as already said, my name is Živa and I work at the Slovenian Tourist Board. I would really like to thank everyone for taking your time today to get to know Slovenia a bit better. And now I suggest you all to just simply sit back, relax, and think about what's going to be your way of feeling Slovenia. So in today's presentation, we're going to touch different subjects from green and active to cultural activities, food and wine, natural spa resort, and of course, Slovenia unique experiences. But first, let's start with some general information. Slovenia has excellent Central European position in the triangle of Venice, Vienna, and Budapest, which makes it easily accessible from practically everywhere. Slovenia is a boutique and unique country with just 2 million inhabitants, and we are sure everyone can find something that suits his taste in Slovenia. I would like to point out that Slovenia is one of the safest countries in the world in general, but what is the most important is the health safety. We are hearing how health safety and hygiene are the new luxury, and in this regard, we can say that Slovenia is a luxury destination. We maintain high hygiene standards, making sure that you will come to a healthy and safe environment. We also gathered out our measures and commitments under one label, which is named Green and Safe. And although Slovenia is a small country, it is very diverse because it is located at the crossroad of 4 geographical regions: the Alps, the Mediterranean, the Pannonian Plain, and the Karst. And let's see why Slovenia is actually a green country. So Slovenia is one of the greenest countries in the world in terms of nature, as 60% of its surface is covered with forest, and it is also one of the richest countries in terms of water. But Slovenia is green also in terms of our commitment to development of sustainable tourism And we're proud of many achievements in this field. As for example, Slovenia was proclaimed the first green country in the world. We received the National Geographic World Legacy Award, and Ljubljana was proclaimed the European Green Capital in 2016. Green nature is also a perfect playground for active holidays. So from hiking, biking, fishing, skiing, adrenaline sports, we got you all covered in Slovenia. In this part, I would just like to name a few outdoor locations. For example, like the one on the picture, at the heart of the Julian Alps lies Lake Bohin. The hills and valleys around it offer exceptional hiking and biking trails. Bohin lies at the entrance of Triglav National Park, the biggest protected area in Slovenia, named by Mount Triglav, Slovenia's highest peak. And when talking about activities, for sure, we cannot leave out the beautiful Socha Valley, a valley of action, energy, festivals, and discoveries. Surrounded by the breathtaking green nature, the sounds of the crystal clear river rapids will make you and your heart jump. And now we are moving from the mountains to the sea. The Mediterranean coast is ideal for swimming, sailing, stand-up paddling, or simply taking a walk through the narrow streets of the historic coastal towns. Slovenia also has rich cultural heritage. Everywhere you go, you'll be impressed by historic towns, fairy tale castles, and different festivals. Our cultural journey through Slovenia begins in Ljubljana, which is a lively, colorful, and vibrant city with excellent atmosphere. The image of the town by Ljubljanica River with the picturesque bridges and the marketplace was designed by the famous architect Jože Plečnik. And as I already mentioned, Ljubljana was also named the European Green Capital. But I'll let Janja explain you more about the capital in her part of the presentation. I'm moving forward to Maribor, Slovenia's second largest city. The Styrian capital, which lies at the base of the Green Pohorje Mountains, is a great starting point for those who want to discover the features of eastern Slovenia. In the center of the city also grows the oldest grape wine in the world. It is also a Guinness record holder. At Lake Bled is where the only Slovenian island is located, and on it you can find a Gothic and Baroque church. There you can ring a bell, and the legend says that by doing so, you'll be blessed with years of happiness and luck, which I'm sure you'll all agree are always welcome. You can take a traditional pletna boat to the island, and from it you'll enjoy the view of the medieval castle placed on the rock overlooking the entire area. At the Mediterranean, Piran is a romantic historical town with a main square called Tartini Square, named after violinist and composer Giuseppe Tartini. Piran grew with the help of salt, and today in Sečovlje salt pans, you can still discover how salt is produced traditionally like it was done 700 years ago. One of the cultural highlights of Slovenia is also without a doubt Lipica, the oldest stud farm in Europe. It has been a home to the beautiful Lipicaner horses since 1580. These beautiful white animals are actually born black and turn white only when they grow up. And in Slovenia, we sure know our caves, as we have more than 10,000 karst caves. Postojna cave is the most popular and one of the most visited tourist caves in the world. The nature's creations there will for sure leave you speechless. And just a stone's throw away is Predjama Castle, which is famous for being the largest cave castle in the world. In the 16th century, it provided shelter to the famous knight Erazem Predjamski. Another site that shouldn't be missed are Škocjan caves, listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And no matter the time of the year, there are festivals all around Slovenia, and we're looking forward to that being a fact again, as the open-air theaters, music festivals, and street performances really are worth visiting while in Slovenia. And how was that saying again, love goes through the stomach or something like that? Well, we couldn't agree more in Slovenia. In order to get a good insight into nation's culture, it is important to understand local wine and food culture as well. Slovenia is diverse also in this aspect. In 24 gastronomic regions and 3 wine-growing areas of Slovenia, there are no less than 365 typical local dishes and drinks. Slovenia has also been awarded the prestigious title of European Region of Gastronomy for 2021. And farm-to-table concept is a regular feature in Slovenian restaurants, as they source their ingredients from local farms, usually through direct acquisition from a farmer. And finally, in June this year, Slovenia's best-kept secret was finally revealed. We were all anxiously waiting for the announcement of the list of the best Slovenian restaurants included in the first Michelin guide to Slovenia. The most prestigious culinary guide has acknowledged the quality of Slovenian cuisine and included Slovenia among its new culinary destinations. 37 Slovenian restaurants received the Plate Michelin Award, and 9 restaurants received the Bib Gourmand Award for good value cooking. 5 Slovenian restaurants and its male chefs received the 1 Michelin star. And the stars shine brightly the most for our star chef Ana Roš and her restaurant Hiša Franko in Kobarid, which received 2 Michelin stars for restaurant with excellent cooking worth a detour. Hiša Franko is also the first restaurant in the entire region to receive 2 Michelin stars. But you know, even the best dishes cannot be fully appreciated without exceptional wines. And as I already mentioned, we have 3 different wine regions in Slovenia where you can taste everything from red wine, red, white, rosé, orange wines, and many, many more. So from food and wine, I'll take you to relaxing, well-being, and pampering. In this last part of my presentation, I would like to talk about Slovenian spa resorts, as they are one of the pillars of Slovenian tourism offer. We have 15 natural spa resorts in Slovenia, which all have centuries-long tradition. They have developed green, active, and healthy experiences for body, mind, and soul. The offer of Slovenian natural health resorts can be divided into 4 main products: health treatments related with programs for rehabilitation, medical wellness to preserve health and prevent diseases, wellness and selfness, and of course, aquafun and thermal water parks, which are perfect for fun family experiences. Unique type of accommodation won the hearts of all those who want more from their holidays in the middle of the stunning nature. In this field, Slovenia is definitely unique. We have more than 20 top quality and unique glampings and other innovative and themed accommodation facilities all around the country. And to make experiencing Slovenia even more personal, make it your own way, as we designed boutique 5-star experiences with Slovenia Unique Experiences label. Here are just a few of them to give you a first taste. And you can find all of them on our website, where you'll find many other useful information to help you prepare the perfect holiday for you and your clients. So put Slovenia on your bucket list and let us know what will be your way of feeling Slovenia. So thank you very much for this. And I give the word now to Janja.
Thank you, Živa. So I'll try to share my screen in just a second.
We can see it.
Yeah, you can?
Yep, it's good.
So hello also on behalf of Ljubljana Tourism, and let me say a few words about our lovely capital. With around 300,000 inhabitants, Ljubljana is the largest city of Slovenia, but it is still a boutique destination. As Živa already mentioned, it's situated between Venice and Vienna, just in the middle of the country, and it's a beautiful blend of Central European character and Mediterranean atmosphere. Strolling around Ljubljana streets, you can discover many Ljubljana faces and stories. The story of Ljubljana started with a Roman settlement named Emona, completed just over 2000 years ago. You can visit several interesting remains and archaeological parks in Ljubljana about this time in history. But the rapid growth of Ljubljana started in Middle Ages in 13th century. Medieval buildings were later replaced by Baroque architecture, and here you can see the famous fountain of three Carniolan rivers by architect Francesco Roba. At the turn of the 20th century, Art Nouveau left its mark on architecture in Ljubljana. In Ljubljana, we keep some oldest artifacts in the world. In the Ljubljana City Museum, you can see the oldest wooden wheel in the world, which is more than 5,000 years old. And in the National Museum of Slovenia is the oldest musical instrument in the world, a 60,000 years old Neanderthal flute. Živa already mentioned the architect Jože Plečnik, who left the most remarkable impact on Ljubljana and who shaped Ljubljana in between the two world wars into what it is today. So you can take a guided tour and walk along the route that Master Plečnik himself took countless times. Or you can take a bicycle tour to admire his works outside the city center. This is Ljubljana Castle, which is the main attraction, and it's a city landmark. It stands on the hill above the Ljubljana, and it has a history of 900 years. Its outlook tower offers stunning views of the city and the Alps. In Ljubljana, we have a lot of green areas, and we've been the greenest European one of the greenest European capitals. So, European Commission has awarded Ljubljana with the title European Green Capital 2016. This is Tivoli Park, which is one of the largest and most beautiful parks in Ljubljana, stretching right into the city center. You can go for a walk or run there, admire an open-air exhibition, play mini-golf, or have a tennis match. So the city center is completely closed for motorized traffic. Everything in the downtown area is at walking distance, or you can take a bike from a bicycle sharing system. But for those who have mobility issues or are simply tired of walking around, there are electrical vehicles called Cavalier, that is gentle helper in English, which offer free rides in the downtown area. Or you can hop on the electric train for a circular ride and for a green sightseeing. Another option is a boat ride. The river Ljubljanica flows right through the city center, and it is a very calm river course. You can try stand-up paddling through the city center. It's a fun experience and gives you another perspective of the city. Or you can even go kayaking through the city center, and all those options are available as guided tours as well. Ljubljana has high-quality drinking water. You can take a sip from many water fountains around the city. It's one of the very few capitals where water needs no chemical treatment. Culture and art are the soul of our city, and the lifestyle of citizens. More than 14,000 cultural, sport, and culinary events take place in Ljubljana throughout the year. The Ljubljana Festival program features first-class artistic events. And during the summer festival fever, actors and musicians take to the capital's cozy streets and square, and it's really magnificent atmosphere. So Slovenia and Ljubljana also have high quality culture like Slovenian Philharmonic, which boasts a rich history, and it's one of the oldest institution of its kind. And there is an excellent opera house in Ljubljana as well, with a premium cultural experiences. And now it's December, and during December, Ljubljana is just magical, with a Christmas market and many events in the old town. So this is some lights of Ljubljana. We just put the lights on last Friday, but due to the circumstances, unfortunately, this year we had to cancel St. Nicholas procession. But we still hope that by the end of the year, last 2 weeks or so, we could place some Christmas markets on the open air so that people can come and buy some presents for their loved ones. And we still hope that we'll have some fun for the New Year's with nice firework display from Ljubljana Castle. Živa already mentioned rich culinary heritage in Slovenia, so also Ljubljana has been experiencing a culinary boom in recent years. So we have Taste Ljubljana badges in restaurants alongside Ljubljana, and you can try some delicious local cuisine which is influenced by Mediterranean, Alpine, and Pannonian regions. And we are really proud of our central market and of our local farmers. So the fresh ingredients are the basis of our gastronomy. And you can get a glass of fresh milk straight from the farm from popular vending machines called mlekomat. And the traditional Ljubljana breakfast is made with fresh and locally grown ingredients from the Ljubljana region, and it's a very best way to start your day. We already know that from this year in Slovenia we got Michelin stars, so Ljubljana as well has a Michelin star restaurant, Atelier, with the chef Jörg Zupan, and you can see him buying some vegetables at the local market. And there is another event, culinary event, which is going on every Friday in warmer months. It's open kitchen, which is really nice event where the restaurants from all over Slovenia came to the capital, and you can try delicious food from all parts of Slovenia. So we offer enjoyable culinary, wine and beer tours, and dinner on a boat can be a great culinary experience. But if you want to get familiar to Slovenian famous wines, and then various wine bars in the city center are a great place to do so. If beer is your drink of choice, you can enjoy a glass of traditional beer with Slovenian hops or choose from plenty of local microbreweries and try their craft beers. Živa already mentioned Slovenia boutique experiences, and one of it is a mustache tour, which is a special cultural tour where you will hear the story of lives of three greatest artists who shaped Ljubljana: the writer, the painter, and the architect. And all those men wore mustache. And is the story of mustache spirit of Ljubljana. So you can feel creative energy of the city and discover secret places of those great artists. When you visit Ljubljana, then it's good to head out on trips off the beaten path and explore the beauty of the Ljubljana region. You can see here on the picture Velika Planina, which is a high mountain plateau, and it's known for the oldest shepherd settlement in Europe. Or you can explore many castles around Ljubljana, which invite you to discover their stories. One of them is this picturesque Pohogradec manor that houses two museum collections. The Voći Potok Arboretum is one of Slovenia's most visited botanical gardens, and it's worth exploring at any time of the year. Next to the Arboretum, there's a beautiful golf course. Or you can go and visit and admire a wonderful world, underground world of the Mayor's Cave, just half an hour drive from Ljubljana. Less than an hour drive from Ljubljana, you can enjoy Terme Snovik, the highest altitude spa with thermal water in Slovenia. To discover Ljubljana, we recommend the Ljubljana card that lets you discover more than 20 Ljubljana sites and experience the city in a comfortable way. So, this is all from my part, and I kindly invite you to come and spend some perfect time in Ljubljana.
Thank you, Yanya. Thank you so much. That was excellent. All of the pictures in both presentations were just stunning.
Now we would like to open up for some questions. That's what we normally do after the presentation. I know Jeff at the very beginning was asking some questions specifically about the horses. And let me see if I can just scroll back up to see his specific question, because I know about the Lipizzaner horses because I'm a horse person here in Michigan. I grew up on a horse farm. But his question was specific. So let me just scroll to it. It says, what's the name of the oldest horse farm?
It's Lipica.
Lipica. Okay.
Lipica, yeah.
Okay.
So Lipica, Lipica.
Okay. And when people come to visit, are there tours that are available if they want to go through the stables and that kind of thing?
Yes, of course, guided tours, and you can also go to see the horse training at specific timings or some shows that they have. So yeah, everything is guided.
Oh, okay. All right. And one of the other questions that they have, of course, and there's a lot of people who are asking this question to all of us who are in the travel industry, but with the European borders being closed to the United States right now, are there any indications from your governmental entities as to when you folks may be allowing US citizens back into the country?
At the moment, it's really hard to say. We don't have the exact information. Unfortunately, no exact date. It will all depend on the epidemiological picture, and of course on the recommendations of the European Union and European Travel Commission.
Okay.
So we believe that as soon as European Union will allow the borders to open again, Slovenia will open them also.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So I know a lot of the European countries are all, being guided by, the UN. So it's, I know Croatia has people coming right now. And so everybody's like, what else is open over there? And I'm like, I'm not aware of anything else.
Yeah, but Croatia actually yesterday or today, they also have now that you need to have a negative COVID test to enter the
Sure.
country.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
it is the same also with Slovenia, but just that you may enter the country for example for business reasons at the
Okay.
moment.
Okay.
But currently the hotels are closed, and for tourist reasons it is not allowed to travel at the moment.
Right. Well, and even if a country is open, so, I have some clients that are traveling right now to, for example, Costa Rica or Mexico, because their borders are open. But just because the country's open doesn't mean you're going to necessarily have the same kind of experience that you would have had, pre-COVID. So those are the kinds of things that us in the travel industry are trying to discern. And unless we're talking specifically with boots on the ground like you ladies, it's hard for us to gauge just because something says they've opened up, and if you have a PCR negative COVID test that's 72 hours before you board the plane, you can come. That doesn't mean when you get there's going to be restaurants open and that kind of thing.
Exactly. In the majority of European countries, the restaurants are now either closed or closing earlier than usual. Then there's not
takeaway option.
Yeah, you just have the takeaway option, or for example, the hotels or accommodation facilities are closed. It depends from one country to another, but in Europe, mostly the epidemiological picture and the measures are the same in all countries.
Sure.
And we're all hoping that it will get there.
I know. And
yes, since we put the lights on in Ljubljana on Friday, there've been quite a lot of people coming to the city center. Because people are eager of something happening, of something going on. Yeah.
So currently, does the country have domestic travel so that if you live within the country, you can travel, or no?
No.
Currently, no.
Just business, or we have some sport events with sport bubbles, and so it operates now. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And Jeff also asked about the currency, and you folks are using the euro.
Yeah.
Specifically, correct? Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that was answered as well. And so what is the main local cuisine that you have to try when you visit? That's another question that came in. So
depends from the part of the country. So yeah.
Now in this festive time, potica. If you go to Bled, definitely blejska kremšnita. In Ljubljana, there are also different dishes.
Because some of us have no idea what these big words that are foreign to us are.
I actually the both that I named are desserts. So you can see what I like, but no, as I said, we have more than 300 local dishes in Slovenia, so actually 365, so there's something to try every day, something new. But it depends, as Janja said, in which part of the country you are. on the coast, definitely more fish dishes.
Sure,
Then
seafood, that kind of thing, I'm sure. Mhm.
Yeah,
exactly.
closer to Austria, sausages with this influence. Yeah, and we also have some influence for Balkans, so
Sure.
a lot of different food to try, and it's mostly prepared with fresh and local ingredients, so the food
Sure.
is really good in Slovenia.
Sure. And I always tell people when they travel, steer clear of whatever the US American food is, because you want to eat whatever the locals eat. So, I mean, obviously, if you have allergies, you have to be cognizant of that. But typically, what I find when I go to different parts of the world is you can chat with your local, server, and they'll say, these are really good here, so try this. So.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
both of you mentioned the Michelin star, accreditations that came in this year, you said. So explain a little bit more about how that process worked, because I know they had to come in and then identify, obviously, chefs that they were aware of, but did they just pick a few specific restaurants, or did they try to find different parts of the country and pick food areas?
Michelin does everything in top secret.
Okay.
So yeah, they were around the country visiting different parts of Slovenia, different restaurants. You never know when they are in your restaurant and giving the evaluation. We also didn't know which restaurants are going to receive the awards until the day of the award, when they were actually proclaimed there. So yeah, they were all around the country as far as we know, and in different restaurants, and then they picked the best by their opinion.
And just to give everyone an idea of, I'm a foodie, a culinary specialist for my clients. And so that's one of the things that I specialize in with the Eat, Drink, Travel group. Just share with us from a pricing standpoint, because when you go to Japan, for example, you can get Michelin star food in the street food areas, to be quite frank, and not have to spend, hundreds of thousands of dollars, to eat at some of these places. What is the pricing range for some of the restaurants that they awarded? Just, ballpark.
It depends, also in Slovenia, you don't need to spend hundreds and thousands and the millions of euros for a good meal. You can get it by just normal price. It is a bit higher price in the Michelin restaurants, but I couldn't say that it is, for example, like 100% higher than in a normal restaurant. No street food restaurant has been awarded the Michelin star. Just more quality restaurants, I would say. And the prices in general in Slovenia, if you compare them, for example, if you would compare Slovenia to France, Slovenia is cheaper. If you would compare it to, for example, Serbia, we are a bit more expensive. So Slovenia is somewhere in the middle, I would say.
Yeah, but in one Michelin star restaurant somewhere around Slovenia, you can get a 3-meal course for $30.
Sure, wonderful. Yeah, that was kind of my gist, or my general question, because like when we go to a Michelin star restaurant here, it's going to be upwards of $250 a person, and that's without wine pairing.
Okay, yeah, it's difficult to say because we don't know exactly the prices, and
it's less than $200 at Ana Roche with 2 Michelin star and with 17 meal course.
Yeah, because everything here, once you get an accreditation, it means more money.
Yeah, but I believe that these restaurants still stayed true to themselves. Actually, the chefs said that this is a great award for them, but it means that they need to um, try even harder for their guests, not in the price wise, but in the quality wise.
Right, sure. Wonderful. Okay, great. So I appreciate you ladies coming on, and we apologize for some of the technical difficulties at the beginning. But we are, using the World Wide Web and the internet all around us. So depending on how our connections go, that's just how it rolls. So I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day. You guys are in your afternoon, evening, and I appreciate you hopping on with us and sharing your beautiful country with us. So
Thank you for inviting us. It was a pleasure, and we hope to see you soon in Slovenia.
yeah, and for those
person.
Yep. And for those of you who, again, want our information about the Take a Virtual Vacation recordings, because all of this will be recorded and it will be available through a Zoom webinar link for 2 weeks. And then we do take the recordings and post them on our YouTube channel at Take a Virtual Vacation. I did put in the chat the Facebook links, as well as the YouTube channel and the meetup groups. And in order for you to copy that and save that onto your desktop or notes, you can click on the 3 little dots in the lower right-hand corner of the chat box. And it has a little area that says save your chat. And then you'll have that information for later. So hopefully those of you that are on the recording, if you need that, that's there. And just want to thank everyone again for joining us. Have a good rest of your day or evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.